Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and as a major LEGO Bionicle fan, one of the biggest challenges has been tracking down and recreating all of the fan-created canonized Bionicle models. Back in 2005, when LEGO ran a contest to induct fan models into canon for the Rahi and Dark Hunters, we actually got guidebooks featuring a ton of really unique and cool-looking fan creations, like the Tahtorak for the Rahi or Ancient for the Dark Hunters, but they never were made into official sets. Until now, because our friends over at the Bionicle Archives, which if you think my Bionicle collection is impressive, you should go check them out because they have the only 100% complete Bionicle collection in existence in the world, including the over $15,000 Platinum Evoke piece, all sorts of crazy rare items. And what they're doing is that they are putting together a little store page where they are allowing you to purchase canonized models for a pretty fair price because they are gathering all the pieces for you and shipping it to you in a professional looking box, almost as if they were sold as actual LEGO sets. This is something that I've been wanting for a long time, and I have already asked my friends over at the Bionicle Archives to start putting together a kit for the Kanohi Dragon for me because that's something I've been really wanting to build, but just haven't gotten around to tracking down all of the rare parts from Bricklink and whatnot. But thankfully, they actually are starting to do these as official-like sets, which is really cool. So in exchange for providing some contests for our future fan contests, thank you so much to the Bionicle Archives for doing that. I'll be showcasing some of the stuff that you can actually purchase from them today, namely the Tahtorak model. Let's see, where is he on our shelf here? Oh, all the way at the top. He's a little tucked away behind the Razor Crest there, but you can see him all the way up there. That is the Tahtorak dinosaur model, which is an official canon LEGO Bionicle model that was actually on the front cover of the Rahi Beast guidebook, and you can actually purchase him from the Bionicle Archives today, which is really cool. This is a dream come true for me, because one of my longest running series has been Bionicle Fan and Reviews, but unfortunately that series has kind of been put on pause. I've reviewed most of the Dark Hunters, I have like 8 or 9 to go, and I've reviewed about half of the Rahi and still have a few to go on that front, but it's just been a really big struggle managing to go through Bricklink stores and sort through store inventories and try to track down which pieces go to what and what pieces I already own, and just have to deal with the Bricklink kind of carts and splitting my order among 50 different stores. Well, thankfully you don't need to do that anymore, because what he's doing is that if this trial phase of the Tahtorak is successful, he will actually continue to be selling models for all of the other stuff like the other Rahi and the other Dark Hunters. So that is super exciting. I certainly will be paying close attention because I definitely want to be picking up a lot of the missing models that I personally want to add to my collection to bring reviews to all of you. So thank you all so much to the Bionicle Archives for doing this, and let's go check out the details of how this all will work. Okay, so let's get into the details of how this all works. Just as a quick disclaimer to start things off, this is not a sponsored video. I was not paid to do this other than a donation to the prize pool of our next fan and contest, so thank you so much for that. In fact, I will even be paying the Bionicle Archives to gather the parts for the Kanohi Dragon and a few other models for me. But honestly, even without all of that, I probably definitely would have reported on this anyways. My favorite thing about the Canon contest when they were still running, and now the Duckbricks Fan contest, was the feeling of a new Bionicle G1 set being created before my eyes, with the best of the best being made canon. So when the Bionicle Archives reached out and messaged me about this new system they were trying out, I was beyond excited. So let's get into exactly how this works. Starting basically right now all the way up until January 15th, you can go ahead and pre-order a limited edition Tahtorak model. Only 50 copies of this will be produced, so once they are gone for good. Each box contains all the pieces required to build the model. The pieces are in excellent condition because they come straight from the Bionicle Archives themselves, the greatest and largest Bionicle collection in the world, digital instructions on a specially printed card, a limited edition box that's numbered out of 50, and a free sticker. So in terms of the price, the cost of this model is $160 US plus shipping, and he does ship worldwide. Now, just a few points about the price. I do think it's important to factor in the fact that you're not just paying for the individual pieces, but you're also paying for, one, the presentation of the model, getting it in a box that feels like it could have been a real LEGO product back in the day. You're also paying for the effort for the Bionicle Archives to round up not just one, but 50 copies of the same exact model and just continue to put them out, which is obviously a pretty momentous task to put together 50 of these. And I know that if you were to go on Bricklink and you were to maybe try to purchase all the parts individually, it probably would be a lot cheaper than this particular price. The thing that you have to keep in mind though, and this is something that I've struggled with quite a lot, is that maybe let's say for example, you put all the pieces on Bricklink and it comes up with a $100 or $120 price tag, but then you go and you realize, oh, well, 5 of these stores are out of the country and maybe another 6 of them are domestic and each of them have different shipping costs. You have $15 here, $20 here, $25 here. Shipping really adds up. So what the Bionicle Archives has done is if you want to get the model, you can get the entire thing from one place and you only have to pay shipping once, which is a dream come true, at least for me, as someone who is trying to create all of these different fan-in models and all the different fan-created canonized models. It is honestly the biggest pain to just round up all the pieces, and it's so exciting seeing the totals and being like, oh, this is only going to cost so much, and then realize like one of the stores is going to charge me $50 shipping or something like that. So I'm just really thankful that these boxes are actually fully complete with the one model that you need to make. And because of that, I do feel that the price of $160 is pretty fair for what you get. Keep in mind that there was a lot of effort made into creating the graphics for the boxes and also printing the boxes and making these custom sets feel like Lego sets that you're getting, which is a really cool thing to do. Now, the other special thing is that 1 in 10 models will come with a Bionicle prize pack provided by the Bionicle Archives, featuring Kanohi, Krana, comic books, and other goodies as well, so that's a nice extra surprise in case you're lucky enough to get that. And the way it works is that he actually already has all of these copies ready. So when the pre-order period is up on the 15th of January, models will begin shipping, and every single order will be shipped by early February 2023. So these will get to you very quickly, which is another great thing because when you're buying parts from Bricklink, you might get some of them early and some of them months later. So this, you just get everything all at once. Now, one final note is that if all 50 pre-orders are not reached, the release will continue as planned and the remaining models will be sold over time. 50 is the total amount available and he only plans on making 50, so you can get yours today. Now, the last thing is that this is currently the only model available. It's just the Tahtorak, which again I believe is probably the best one to start with. I certainly cannot wait to see maybe some Dark Hunters come up, like Ancient or Ravager. Some of the coolest Dark Hunters really could use their own models like this, and some other Rahi, like the Kanohi Dragon, which is one that I'm kind of getting on the side, but of course I'm sure that at some point, if this is successful, the Bionicle Archives will continue to do stuff like this, so go ahead and go support him if you do want to get the Tahtorak model all provided to you in a Lego set-like box. Really cool if the Bionicle Archives are doing this, and I'm thankful that you reached out to me and kind of made me aware that this is going on. I'm not super active on Facebook, I don't really use an account, so I probably would not have seen this unless the Bionicle Archives personally messaged me on Discord, so thank you for doing that. This is so cool. I am super excited to buy products from you in the future if there is a particular model that I don't actually own already, because the presentation of this just looks phenomenal to me. And once again, thank you to the Bionicle Archives for being a friend of the channel and for supplying those really exciting prizes for the next fan-in contest. Can't wait to announce those. Alright, and with that, we have taken a look at this very special, brand new Bionicle offering. Do go check him out down in the link in the description below, and thank you again to the Bionicle Archives for coming to me with this. I immediately wanted to do a video on it because this is something I personally have been wanting for a long time. I'm sure it's something a lot of Bionicle fans have been wanting as well, and it's really cool of him to be actually putting together multiple different copies of the Tahtorak just to sell for all of you. Obviously, that is probably one of the most classic ones. If you're gonna start by selling one of them, that's probably the one I would have picked as well, as kind of the icon of the fan-created canonized models. But in the future, if this is successful, I'd really love to see kits for some of the more complex models. Getting a kit for Artaka would be really something special, even something like the Iron Wolf and stuff like that, or Makuta Miserix here. There are all sorts of fan-created canonized models which are really great, and I would love to see them being sold as actual quote-unquote sets from the Bionicle Archives, which is basically the best place that you can get them from. All of the proceeds do go to supporting his collection, and again, this collection is nothing compared to what the Bionicle Archives have, with a swarm of, I believe, like 100 copies of each Borok, something crazy like that. That is an absolutely insane collection, and I definitely want to support the continuation of it because I don't think my collection will ever reach that kind of size and depth in terms of having one of, or multiples of literally every single Bionicle item ever made. Super cool what they are doing, so do go check them out. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let me know down in the comments below what canonized customized models are you most excited on picking up? Are there any that you've been wanting to put together yourselves but just haven't gotten around to putting together or finding the pieces for? I know I certainly have been waiting for putting together a lot of them, and I can't wait to get that Kanoki dragon from the Bionicle Archives. And so, without further ado, I think we've summed up this video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming away very soon, and bye for now.